I gotta spread the word. I gotta spread the good word. And so anyway, I'm sitting here and I'm meditating and my heart starts to swell. Have you ever been in love? It's the feeling of that swelling. It's the reverse of whenever you get your heart broke. And so anyway, it's that swelling, but it starts feeling like it's going up into my throat. And then sometimes I'll burp whenever I do that, and it literally is releasing whatever that energy is, because it's the heart-mind connection that you feel. But it starts off with the swelling. That's how you know that it happens. But what happens with me, and I was just experiencing it, is I was literally just watching TikToks. I'm not halfway meditating while I'm sitting here, and I was just watching TikToks. I go into this state all the time. Once you have this cleared, you no longer need this, okay? You can go into that state anytime that you want. You do it by breathing, or you just do it by focused intention. And so anyway, I'm sitting here and I'm going into that state while I'm just watching TikToks. Sometimes I go into it very deeply, where it shuts off like the left hemisphere of my brain, and I can no longer understand language, and then I'll go like this, and then I'll go into another area of wherever, and then I'll come back and I'm like, where was I just now? One time I was doing it very hard. I have to put the seatbelt on. I'm not exaggerating whenever I say that kind of stuff. I had to put that seatbelt on when I meditate, because I ended up on the floor right here one day. I was doing some very intense magic though too, some return to sender magic. Honestly is what I was doing. I'm pretty sure these people's life started crumbling right after that. So anyway, but you always want to send out good stuff and good intentions. That's the Schumann resonance started spiking like crazy when that happened too. Anyway, here the card for confirmation. Anyway, what I was just feeling was the exact opposite of that. It was a very good, pleasant feeling. It's like a warm blanket of love. One time I was dating this girl named Jordan, and we were in her car talking. This is a long time ago. She's a very, very beautiful woman, and she was a Christian, and I was like off limits because I'm not a Christian, right? But she was like hardcore Christian, and she described to me the feeling that she would get is, she said that it was just like Jesus coming, giving her heart a warm hug. And that's exactly what it feels like, except it's not Jesus. It's the divine everything. It's the all. Whenever you eat those things, that I can't talk about, whenever you eat those and then you go into that state, it's the exact same state. It's the stuff that gets released from the middle of your brain. The edible form of that is the things that you pick up, the ancestors all picked up off the ground and ate, and that's what expanded consciousness, supposedly, according to many divine books that have been written by such subjects. And so anyway, I start feeling this incredibly divine weight. It's like a weighted blanket of warmth and love that starts making my entire body feel like it's not there, but my eyes are open. I'm watching TikToks, just having this most incredibly divine experience that almost no one gets to experience, but I do, because I'm so incredibly blessed. But I also had to clear out that connection, and I also live a very good moral life. I live like a monk, so I get to live and have these incredibly divine experiences. But if you'd like to have some incredibly divine experiences, thank you for listening to me ramble along. You can check out this Ormus right here in the TikTok shop. It might take you a few bottles. I think that they go on discount sometimes. If not on discount, it's still well worth it to get it, because why not have that thing that you're supposed to naturally have, that divine connection? Some people aren't ready for the divine connection. Some people need to build up their base levels before they attempt such things, because sometimes, I'm not trying to say some consciousness or lower consciousness, but I've been a lower consciousness before in my life. Obviously it's all a level that we're building to. So anyway, if you want to get this, go ahead and grab it right here in the